Hello friends, welcome to Coding Host YouTube channel. In this video, I will explain you a lead code problem. Find all duplicates in an array. So in the question, we will get a integer array nums of length n, where all the integers of nums are in the range of 1 to n, and each integer appears once or twice. So we have to return an array of all the integers that appears twice, and we have to write an algorithm that will run in big of n time and uses only constant extra space. In the example 1, you can see that here we have a array in which we have 8 elements. So they are telling that in the given array, elements will be present from 1 to the length of the array. So length of this array is 8. So from 1 to 8 elements are present in this array. So we have to find all the duplicates elements from this array, and we have to add them in a array list, and we have to return that array list. So first here I will make array list of integer. So for this question we have different type of approaches. So first I will tell you the brute force approach. So for that we can use hash set. I will make hash set here. So hash set of integer set equal to new hash set of integer. So here I have made a hash set. Then I will take a for loop for int I equal to 0 and I less than nums dot length and I plus plus. Now in this for loop I will take a if statement. If set dot add nums of I equal to false, so that time we will add that element in the array list. Al dot add nums of I, and in the last we will return our array list. Now I will explain you how this program will work. So it is only a brute force solution, but it will work. So first we have taken a list of integer in which we will store our duplicate element. Then I have taken hash set. So this hash set is a special data structure. So in the hash set we cannot store duplicates element. So whenever we are adding a new element in the hash set which are not present in the hash set, so that time hash set will return us true. And whenever we are adding a element which is already present in the hash set, so that time it will return false. So here I have taken this logic. So in the if statement we are trying to add the element in the hash set, and whenever we are getting false, so it's mean that that element is already present in the hash set. So that time we will add that element in the array list. So you can take this example 1. So this for loop will start from the first element at index 0. So in the if statement, first it will add 4. So that time it will return true because 4 is not present in the hash set. Then next element is 3. So it will also add the element 3 and it will return true. Then it will add 2, 7, 8 and it will return true. But after that when it will add 2 again in the hash set, then it will return false. It means that this element is already present in the hash set. So now this time we will add this element in the array list. So in the array list we will add 2. Then next element is 3. So you can see that this element is already present in the hash set. So it will also return as false, and we will add this element in the array list. So now in the array list we get 2 elements. Next element is 1. So in the hash set we will add 1 and it will return as true. And after that this for loop will break and we will return our array list. So now let's run this program. So you can see that this program is working fine, and let's submit the program. So you can see that this program has submitted also without any problem, and this hash set is also using the extra space, and that's why here we also not using the constant extra space. So that's why this solution is a brute force approach. And now we will see the optimal approach. So first I will write the program and then I will explain you. So I will take a for loop for int I equal to 0 and I less than nums dot length and I plus plus. Then I will take a variable int index equal to math dot absolute nums of I minus 1. And then I will take a if statement. If nums of index is less than 0, so that time in the array list we will add index plus 1, and in the else part I will write nums of index into equal to minus 1. So let's see how this program will work. So I have taken a for loop here. So this for loop will start from index 0. So at index 0 we have element 4. Now suppose if we want to place this element 4 in the right position in this array, so where we can put this element. So at index 0 we will place 1, at index 1 we will place 2, at index 2 we will place 3, and at index 3 we will place 4. So we will use this approach. So we will find the index where we can set this element. So we have this element 4. What is the setting index for the element 4? So 4 minus 1. So here we are using math.absolute. So I will tell you later why we are using it here. So nums of I minus 1. So 4 minus 1 will become 3. So in the index variable we will get 3. We know that we can place element 4 at index 3. Now in this if statement we will check that if we have marked this index 3 or not. So it will check here if nums of index is less than 0. So nums of index mean element at index 3. So element at index 3 is 7. So right now this element is positive. So the approach here is that so in the array whenever we are getting any element, we will try to mark the right index of that element. So 4 will be marked on the index 3. So how we will mark this index? What we will do is element at this index is in positive. So we will make this element as negative. So it will tell us that this index has marked for a element. So here it will tell that this element 7 is not less than 0. Yes. So it means that this index has not been marked. So in the else statement we will mark this index. So we will multiply this element with minus 1. So it will become minus 7. Now at index 3 we have minus 7 and it is telling that this index has been marked for element 4. Then I plus plus, so index will become 1. Next element is 3. So here it will again find the index. 3 minus 1 will become 2. So in the index variable we will get 2. So right index for this element 3 is index 2. Now then in the if statement it will check that if this index has been marked or not. So at index 2 we have 2 and it is not less than 0. So now we will mark this index for this element 3. So this element will become negative element. So now here it will become minus 2. Then I plus plus, so I will become 2. So at index 2 we have element 2. So math.absolute nums of I minus 1. So 2 minus 1 will give us 1. So we can place 2 at index 1. So now it will check that if this index has been marked or not. So at index 1 we have element 3 and it is not less than 0. So this index has not been marked. So then we will mark this index. So now here we have minus 3. After that I plus plus. So I will become 3. So at index 3 we have minus 7. So suppose here we have minus 7. So minus 7 plus minus 1. So it will return us minus 8. And because of that we will get error. So that's why we have taken here math.absolute. So it will change the negative element in the positive. So 7 minus 1 will become 6. So in the index variable we have 6. So we can place 7 at index 6. It will check that we have been marked this index or not. So at index 6 we have 3 and it is not less than 0. So then we will mark this index. So now at index 6 we will get minus 3. Then I plus plus, so I will become 4. At index 4 element is 8. So 8 minus 1 will become 7. In the index variable we have 7. So at index 7 we have 1 and it is not less than 0. So this index has not been marked. Then we will mark this index for element 8. So it will become minus 1. After that I plus plus, so I will become 5. Now here you can see at index 5 we have element 2. So 2 minus 1 will become 1. So in the index variable we will get 1. Then it will check that if this index 1 has been marked or not. So this index has already been marked earlier. So that's why it is minus 3 and it is less than 0. Yes. So then in the array list we will add index plus 1. Index is 1. So 1 plus 1 will become 2. So in the array list now we will get 2 because we can see that 2 is a duplicate element and for this element index already has been marked. After that I plus plus, so index will become 6. At index 6 you can see that we have here minus 3. So this math.absolute will return us positive 3. 3 minus 1 will become 2. So in the index variable we have 2. Now it will check that if this index 2 has been marked or not. So you can see that this index 2 has already been marked as negative for element 3. So then this if statement is correct, and in the array list we will add index plus 1. So this index is 2, 2 plus 1 will become 3. So in the array list we will get 3. After that I plus plus I will become 7. At index 7 we have element 1. So 1 minus 1 will become 0. So in the index variable we have 0 here. So it means that right index for element 1 is index 0. So it will check that if this index has marked or not. So at index 0 we still have positive 4. So it means that this index has not been marked. So we will mark this index. So this positive 4 will become minus 4. After that I plus plus. So this I will become 8, and in the last this for loop will break, and in the last we will return our array list in which we have 2 and 3. So now let's run this program. So you can see that this program is working fine, and let's submit the program. So you can see that this program is faster than the brute force solution, and here we are not using any extra space. We are only using here this index variable, and this program is running in the big of n time complexity. So thanks for watching.